Hi everyone, I'm Christiana Kananan. You can call me Christy for short. I am the founder of Chiri Chiri Ice Cream. It's a vegan Filipino ice cream brand that is very intentional and inspired by my family. So I'm so excited to be sharing all about our ice cream with you, what inspired it, because it really is about relationship building. It really is about family and calling back to ancestry and really making sure that we're doing justice and carrying it forward for the next generation. So it really is more than just about ice cream. We have flavors that you don't typically see sometimes, like ginataan mongo, puto bongbong. Mongo is mung bean, and so you would see these typically in dishes that are probably made more in the intimacy of the home, where your grandparents or your parents would make these dishes. They'll be savory. When I decide to see how can I take these moments that are seen very frequently in the home, make it very accessible, I was just like, okay, I'm gonna make mung bean ice cream. We have many people who would have our ginataan mais. So mais is corn, ginataan, so the corn cooked in coconut milk. It makes them think of a Mexican dish that they're familiar with. That's a beautiful exchange that happens, where the more that you dive deeper into talking about it, the more it recalls of another culture, the more it calls about another person that you could think of. Chiri Chiri doesn't mean anything in Tagalog. It's actually cheer. It's a feeling that my grandfather and my family always instilled in me ever since I was little, wanting to preserve this happiness in our identity. We wanted to have that relate in some way to what people in the US understand to the cheer, but in Tagalog a lot of words are reduplicated, so that's why we have cheer cheer, but we want it to be even cuter, so it's Chiri Chiri. My grandfather always told stories. In his province of Pampanga, there's a mountain there called Mount Arayat, and he would say, Christy, do you see the sleeping woman in that mountain? You'll see that it's a woman lying down, almost as if it's dripping ice cream as well. And so we always want to keep him in mind, keep our family in mind, keep the land of Philippines in mind, and also the woman in mind, because we are a women-owned company. We don't actually have ube. A lot of people wonder, why don't you have ube? Ube is really saturated right now in the market, and we really wanted to make sure that things that aren't as common, or things that you would see if you were to go to the Philippines and go into a household and have someone make you food, that you have that experience. I don't typically see ube like lying all around. And also being aware of color. It's just like when things are very vibrant in color, people tend to focus on the color itself and not the story. I really wanted to make sure that people, when they think about our ice cream, the first thing isn't I want whatever the purple one is. It's I want the one that makes me really appreciate what their grandparents went through. I want the one that is something that you would have at Christmas time. That's a huge reason why we don't have ube, but I'm very proud of that reason. And I mean, doesn't mean that we'll never make it. I think when I come to the point of where people feel like they have a good understanding of what the spectrum of Philippine flavors are, then I would love to reintroduce that back. There's more to Philippines than one single dish or than one single flavor. At age 4, age 5, I was already eating cereal, having Lucky Charms on one side, and then I would have like tapsilog or something on the other side. And so I'd ask my lolo, because I hear it all the time, he would say, oh, that's Filipino, that's American, and I started questioning myself of just like, lolo, am I Filipino or am I American? And this is age 4 and he said, you know, you are a very special mix of both, and that not everyone can say that. And that stayed with me for a really long time. I can be in the corporate setting and people would just say it's really strange that you have such a strong connection, 1, to your heritage, 2, to family, and that there's just so much love that's emanating from that. And I think that's really hard, especially as Filipino Americans, where we feel very distant from the motherland and trying to find this connection of am I Filipino enough? If I don't know the language, does that mean that I'm not worthy of calling myself Filipino? That's why we are very proudly Pinoy, Pinay owned. Being able to make a stand for that and sharing our ice cream widely with other people, I think is a very love kind of act to make sure that people know that what they're giving you starts with you loving yourself first and hoping that they have that same self-love carried out for themselves as well. The farther and farther that our ice cream can expand, I really want that exchange to happen where people continue to keep another person in mind and not just like, how can I fill my belly up more with ice cream? I mean, that's fantastic too, and I think that's the beauty of ice cream, is that no one says no to ice cream. Everyone is so excited just to try new flavors. You're sitting down trying a new relationship with people and welcoming them in, and I think our world needs a lot more of that. The more that we can welcome in new ideas or even just new stories that we didn't know about our own family. I hope that everyone gets that same experience that my grandfather gave for me, because I'm so proud to be all of me, and I hope that everyone feels that same self-love as well. So everyone can find our ice cream in all sorts of ways. So CheeryCheery.com is the best one so far, because we do pop-ups. Our pop-ups range from month to month, and so the best way is signing up on our mailing list on CheeryCheery.com, where you can order, and also there's a pickup place for the orders. So stay tuned for those, because those are going to be very special. We have seasonal flavors highlighting what's going on at that time in the Philippines, not here in the US, what's going on in the Philippines. The more that we can make you feel like we just dropped you in the Philippines, the better. And so I hope that you can drop over and come to one of our pop-ups, or drop on by to our website, and that we'll see you in a human capacity. Just like my Lola would always share with me, time with you is medicine. And so I want to impart that for you, for all the relationships that you have. If you haven't reached out to your Lolo and Lola in a while, or if there's someone that is in another space that could really use you, know that you yourself have everything that you need to be well and strong, and that everyone loves you and needs you as well. So remember, time with you is medicine.